One of the highlights of going to Grandma's house when I was a kid was her house was only 3 blocks away from the swimming pool. Now, my granddad was 20 years the mayor of Camp Hill, Alabama, and he was instrumental in having the swimming pool built in the first place. I have a news clipping that shows an article about when the swimming pool was built and how my grandpa helped organize it. Well, the swimming pool was large. It was about Olympic size. It was 12 feet deep in the deep area, and I could stand up down in the shallow area, and there was a set of steps that went down into the shallow area. The pool had a standard diving board and a 40-foot tower that you could go up and jump off the 40-foot tower into the deep end. Well, we loved to go to the swimming pool during the summer. It only cost a dime to get in. Think of that, a dime. And so we would get a dime from Mom and Dad, and we would take off down the road walking, and we would walk the 2 or 3 blocks down to the swimming pool. You had to go down this steep hill right in front of the Lyman Ward Military Academy, then up another steep hill, and then down a little gravel road into the swimming pool area. Now, swimming pools were a bit different back then. They didn't have fancy filtration systems. And so what they did is they would drain the pool every Sunday in the late afternoon. And then they would come in on Monday with a work crew and they would scrub the pool out. They'd scrub it out with chlorine and brushes. And I mean, just a team of people, 4 or 5 people would get in there and they would scrub the pool. And then they would fill it with fresh water. And it filled up pretty quick. And by the end of the day on Monday, the pool was filled up, ready to use, and they would open the pool on Tuesday in the summer, and you could swim all day Tuesday, and you would swim every day all the way up through Sunday. And by the time Sunday rolled around, the pool was getting pretty cruddy looking. I won't call it mold, or I guess it was moss or algae. Algae would be the good word. Algae would grow on the bottom of the pool. And about the 3rd day, you could begin to see it down there. And you could dive down to the bottom of the pool and you could write your name with your finger in the algae. That's how cruddy it got. And of course, after you went swimming at the pool, you always had to remember to wash your ears out with alcohol, because if you didn't, you might get some ear infection or whatever. Now, the bath houses at the pool were quite different than today. Today you have real fancy bath houses and all. Back then it was kind of almost like a pole barn partitioned off for guys and girls with benches inside, and there was a little outhouse inside. I mean, an outhouse, a hole in the ground with a toilet built over it. And they did have some showers in there, so you could take the showers, but the showers are real crude. They were just a pipe coming up out of the ground. There wasn't any hot water. You just turned on the cold water and took a shower as quick as you could, go out and dive in the pool. I learned to swim right there at that pool. What I would do is I would hang on the edge of the pool like this, and I'd start working my way around until my feet wouldn't touch. Then I'd drop off the edge, take a deep breath of air, and swim underwater and go back to where I could touch. And I'd keep working myself away around the pool deeper and deeper and getting braver and braver each time swimming back. Eventually I got to where I could go all the way down at the deep end, let go of the edge, and swim underwater all the way back the full length of the pool. And I amazed everybody with that ability. And that set of steps that used to go down, it was a big scary challenge to be able to swim underneath the steps. And finally one day I got really, really brave, and I took a breath of air and I swam underneath the steps. And boy, I just told everybody, woohoo, I swam under the steps, I swam under the steps. And my mom said, you what? And I said, I swam underneath the steps. I told you not to do that. But I did it, and after that it was okay. But that's how I learned how to swim there at the old frog pond. It really was more of a frog pond than a swimming pool. It looked really nice and was a good place to go on a hot day. But by today's standards, it was just water, and it got really green and the bottom all covered with algae, and you probably wouldn't want to swim in it, but we did. And I have a picture of what it looks like today. Maybe I'll include that along with the video. Anyway, that's the way swimming was back when I was a kid in Camp Hill, Alabama. We'd all go to the old frog pond, dive in, have a good time, and walk home when we were done.